Bonjour Shopify world, my name is Andrew from ecomexperts.io, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can add a product customization field, yes, or other things to any products in your Shopify store. So let's imagine a use case. Let's say you're selling shoes, or in my case it's going to be video cameras, and you want your customers to add the ability to add some engraving to the side and basically to add their name. So you need to know that your customer's name is Tom, so that you can write Tom on the product, or maybe it's something completely different. I don't know. There's a million reasons why you would want to customize your product with user or client generated information, and this is how we're going to do it. It's super easy. There is a follow along. There is a description in there is a link in the description below, not a description in the link, a link in the description below, and that link is basically going to open a document with a step-by-step on how to do it. So I'm going to follow that along with you and just copy paste most of the elements written inside of that document so that it's very clear and that it's as accessible for everyone watching this video. So let's just jump straight into it. I'm on my store right here. It's my little demo store. And if I go to online store, let's see to make sure. Yes, I have the debut theme installed. And actually, let's see how it looks right now. Our beautiful demo store. If we click on camera film, you can see there is no way for me to add any information. I can add it to cart. Here we go. And if we look here again, there is no way of me communicating anything that I want custom engraving done. A little side note, we did say if you want a gift message, this is not what this video is about. This is not about adding a gift message or adding any type of a message to the seller. We've made a video about that right here on how you can just add a general cart gift message. This is really what we're going to do right here, is really how to add custom information to this product specific. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and, well, continue talking, but let's just jump straight into it. I have the document opened on my right here. The first thing you're going to want to do is go in online store, like I'm here. Go on your theme and click on actions and do duplicate right here. This is super important. We're going to create a backup version of our code just in case we mess up. And we're going to work on that backup version so we don't affect any live customers. I can't underline how critically important this is. If you mess up this step, there's chances that you're going to have to hire someone if you make an error down the line. While if you just duplicate it, if you mess it up here, no worries, your live theme is not affected at all. All right, now that we have a duplicate, something like that, version that's up and running, we're going to go into the code editor. So to do that, we're going to click on actions right here, and we're going to click on edit code. Okay, welcome to the code editor. So might look a little bit intimidating, but I'm going to walk you straight through it. The first thing that we want to do is we want to add a new template. So currently, what might happen is that I, in my case, want engraving on only some of my products, not on all of my products. Because let's say I sell the actual films to go into the camera, there doesn't need to be any engraving on those, just on the cameras themselves. So for that, we're going to use the concept of templates. Each product type, so let's say my cameras are going to have one product template, and the camera films, where I don't need the engraving information, are going to have another product template. So currently there is only one product template that comes with a theme out of the box. So we're going to create that second product template. And we're going to do that by going to the template section right here and click on add a new template. It's going to ask us, cool, you want to add a new template? That's fine. What type of template do you want to add? Do you want to add an article, a collection? We're going to say we want to add a new product template. And then they ask us, okay, how do you want to name it? And for the naming, this is where I need to take your attention. We're going to name it Customizable, but what I recommend you do is you copy and paste the name from the documents. So I copied it from the document. I'm going to paste it right here. And the reason why is naming is extremely important. So you don't want to be a space here. You don't want there to be a space in the back. You don't want to misspell that name, because we're going to refer to this name in other pieces of the code throughout the website. So if you misspell it, the code isn't going to be able to find it. Easiest way is just to copy paste it from the document and create the template right here. Cool, it says it was created and it was saved. That's pretty awesome. Next step. The next step is to find the line of code that's called section product template. And the easiest way to do this is Command F on a Mac or Control F on Windows. Oh, Control F or Command F. And there is a little search, and then you just select what's written in the document, the section product template, and you're going to paste it in right here. And boom, I found it. For me, it's on line 5. For you, it might be on line 15 or 50. I don't know. There should only be one. Exactly, there is only one. And basically what the code is saying is, okay, well, this is a template. And in that template, go and look for a section that is named product template. Now, the names is a bit confusing because there is a template here and we're working within the template, so the naming is not ideal. But the bottom line is that they're just saying, okay, go and look for a section that's named like this. We don't want that because our new template that we just created isn't going to be identical to the old one. So we're going to replace this by a section called Product Customizable Template. Again, the easiest way to do is just to copy paste it from the code that I've provided. So you're going to select all this and you're just going to paste whatever is written in the document. So now it's saying in the code, okay, instead of going to look for the product section product template, go look for the product customizable template. So we're going to save that right here. And the plot thickens. Because product customizable template, that section doesn't exist yet, but we're going to create that. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the sections section. The naming is really confusing. I get that it could be confusing, but we're going to go to the sections right here, and we're going to add a new section. We're going to add the product customizable template section. So we're going to click on add a new section right here. And it's going to ask us, okay, you want to add a new section. What do you want to call it? So then again, I'm going to copy paste it exactly from the document. We're going to call it product customizable. We're going to call it product customizable template. I'm doing the copy pasting again so that it's exactly the same. For example, here, oh my God, here I copy pasted it, but you see there is a space here. So I want to remove that space to make sure it's exactly like in the document. Perfect. And then I want to create that section. Great. This is the screen that you should see now. It says it was created and was saved successfully. Fantastic. And there is a whole little snippet of code here that we don't need. So easiest way to do that is you select everything and then you press delete. Boom, that was the next step. Now there is nothing left in this new section that we created. Make sure to save it. All right. So just to recap where we are at so far is we created this product customizable template. We said within that product customizable template, hey, go and look for a section that's named product customizable template. We created that product customizable template section. So now it's going to find this, but there is no code in it yet. Not to worry, that's where we go to the next step. The next step, we're going to go into sections and we're going to look for the product template. This one right here, the classic product template, and we're going to select everything that's written here. The easiest way to do this is Control A from Andrew on Windows or Command A from Andrew on Mac. So I'm doing Command A. It's selecting everything. I do copy. And then I go back to my section. It's right here, customizable template, but in case you removed it for some reason, product customizable template under the sections. I could have just clicked right here. So it's empty. We're going to paste it all in here. Boom. We're going to save it. All right, we're about halfway through. I just want to take this opportunity to say I make a whole bunch of other videos besides coding. I also do strategy videos. For example, if you're setting this up, chances are that you're not on top of your data and you're losing a whole bunch of money on data with your Shopify store. You could be making more. So here I talk about the importance of data. It's these strategy videos. They're a little bit more fun and they come out every Wednesday. I also do app review videos, coding videos, maybe even a dropshipping series sooner or later. So yeah, please, if you could spare a little subscribe, it costs you nothing and it means the world to me. It really keeps me and my team going for making these types of videos. Anyway, I'm going to stop japping about that and we're going to continue right here. Now that we have saved the product customizable template section, we're going to create our custom fields. So the easiest way to do that is actually to use an external website that I'm going to pop in right here. It is linked in the document. I'll link it in the description as well. And it looks like this. Basically, what this does is it allows you to create your form right here, and it will show you a preview on the right side. And then it will also create the code for you so you don't have to code your form from scratch. It's super useful. You can do things like a long text, radio buttons, drop downs. This is all the information you can require from your clients. We're gonna, because we're engraving and we just need a name, we're gonna do a text short, and we're gonna ask your name for might not be the best way to phrase it, but you get it. You can also say, hey, this is a required field. So if you want people to enter that field before they continue to checkout, that's definitely a possibility, to their cart, not to checkout. Or if you say like, no, anyone can do it, we're going to click required right here. And this is how it's going to look. Perfect. We're going to copy it to the clipboard right here. And then we're going to go back into our team. Perfect. Now that I have built my form with, everything I need, and I copied it to the clipboard, we're going to go back into the code and we're going to go into the sections, the product customizable template, which is right here or right here. That's the one we are in right now. And we're going to place that block of code that we have just copied from this external website. We're going to place it into our code. Now, this is where it's a bit tricky because it's going to be different for everyone watching this video. What I suggest is that you do a Command F. Oh, sorry, that shouldn't be selected. Command F on Mac, Control F on Windows, and you find type is equal to submit. So I'm going to copy that right in. All right. Type is equal to submit. There is only one, and this is your add to cart button. So you can see it says here button, name add. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone. The type is submit. That's what matters. And this is code works in blocks, and a block opens and a block closes, and everything in between is part of the block. This right here, this little sign says that the block is opening. This little sign, when it's the same like little hat on the side with a forward slash, I don't know how to say it in English, I'm sorry, means that the block is closing. So this is the start of the button, this is the end of the button. That's the button block. The code that you just copied from here, from the external website, you want to paste it. I would suggest, just to make it easy, paste it right here above of the button type submit. This is your add to cart button, so above that. That would be the easiest way to do it. Now you can move that block around just like you would feel like it. This is a bit trial and error. I'm trying to make this video so it fits everyone. It's really going to depend on you. If you want to be sure that it works and don't want to break your head over it, just look for the type submit and paste it in here. In the document, I'm explaining how you could also put it into the form or this or that. The bottom line is you always want to do it before or after a block. You see here is a start of a block. There should be another block here. Like usually you don't want to go inside of a block, although again that depends. So you can kind of play around with it. For the ease of this video, I'm just going to put it right above the add to cart button. That's why I created some space here. You can create as much space as you want. That's not going to reflect in the front end. So some space, and then actually I'm going to go back, make sure I copied this correctly to my clipboard, and then all you do is paste it. There you go, I pasted it. That's really ugly, so I'm going to do it like this, so it's nicely, it's just easier to work with for any developer that comes in after me. This is absolutely not mandatory. I just do it because I'm very OCD on this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just adding some notes that do not affect the code at all. So you don't have to do this. It's just some notes to keep the code clean and pretty, so that if I get hit by a bus and someone else has to go into this code, they understand it in a matter of minutes instead of trying to figure out why there is this piece of code here. Anyway, once you have found that type submit, you've decided where you're going to paste your custom code from this website, and you pasted it in, and it's pasted, you can click on save. And then we should be good to go, everything that's code related. Now, it's not quite done just yet. So now it's saved. If we go to the online store now, so you're going to see the last time our version was saved was just now. Now, because our version isn't live yet, we can't switch our product templates. So we're going to have to put this live. So you go to action and you go on publish. It's going to ask you, are you sure you want to publish this? And you're going to say, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, you publish. So if you go to your website right now, even though we worked on it, nothing has changed yet because we haven't switched the templates yet. So this is still thinking, hey, I'm using the template that doesn't have the engraving code, and we're going to change that right now. The way of changing that is once the code that you worked on is live, so you published it, you're going to go into products and you're going to choose the product where you want the engraving. For example, camera film in my case. You're going to scroll down and it's going to ask you, hey, for this specific product, which product template should I use? And you're going to say, well, don't use the standard out of the box one. Normally there should only be two. From old code, there's a bunch of others here. But don't use the standard one. Use the product.customizable one that we have coded in together just now, and that has the engraving field. So you can do this with as many products as you like. Then you save it. So then you go into your online store. You go to your product, drum roll. There you go, your name for engraving. And my name is Andrew. I add it to the cart. I view the cart, and you can see camera film, your name for engraving, your name's Andrew. Perfect, and I can check out. So this is basically how you add customizable fields to any of your products, and you can add as many of those as you want. You can add all these different types. It's very, very easy for you to do. You're going to get that information in the backend as well, that you need the engraving of Andrew. That only makes sense. Again, I make tons of these videos. I also make tons of strategy videos. I really hope I'm providing value here to you. Let me know if there's anything else you wanted me to say or do. Let me know if there's any way I can help you. My name is Andrew from ecomexperts.io, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.